tonight on the series finale of Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
Good morning, Washington!
After 9 amazing seasons of communities coming together
We finished the house!
to make dreams come true and change lives forever. It all leads to the most extreme build yet in the heart of America.
I'm flying over Joplin, Missouri.
The tornado in Joplin was one of the worst in recent history. That struck in the late afternoon on Sunday, May 22nd.
They're thrown! They're thrown!
The wind was just too strong for me. It ripped my kids out of my arms.
Over 8,000 homes were lost or destroyed.
I could see Zachary laying there.
162 people lost their lives.
We want to stay in Joplin.
There's so many Restore Joplin shirts all over town. Everybody believes in it.
For our 200th episode, we're taking on the biggest challenge yet. Good morning, Howard Valley! We're building 7 homes for 7 families in 7 days.
It's not rebuilding just homes. It's really rebuilding hope. The spirit of Joplin is resilient. Joplin will come back.
Are you ready to move 7 buses?
5 months later, and now back in Joplin is truly, truly a gift.
I'm Zach Billington, and the rebuilding starts right now. So guys, Michael, Paige, Polly, Tracy, we're about to take on our biggest project ever. Right now, we're driving through Joplin, Missouri. Take a look at this, you'll see why we're here.
Joplin's really an amazing community, and there are lots of things to do and interesting people and fun culture. We really felt like Joplin would be a great place to raise a family.
Well, I'm Crystal, and this is Crystal. We have been neighbors for the last 2 years. We're both currently single mothers raising our kids. I love Joplin.
It kind of makes you feel like that whole all-American family, like where they do the barbecues and get-togethers.
We come in United States 1995. I choose Joplin, the center of America. This is our dream of the free world.
Sunday, May 22nd, was a Sunday like every other Sunday.
Then the weather started changing, and we were tracking that on the computer. Everything looked bad, and it just kept getting worse.
I've seen storms come in before, but it was huge.
This is a Jeff Trusty storm chaser. I have a large destructive tornado on the ground doing massive damage.
When the tornado hit the station and it started taking the station apart, my wife and kids, it was about 3/4 of a mile away, and the captain said, "I need you to work now."
Because I was there alone with the boys, I knew that I had to be in the closet with them. The glass was coming in under the closet door. Then suddenly the door was off the hinges and was falling on us. Connor, my second oldest son, he was right behind me, and if my leg hadn't been there, the board coming in with the nails would have hit him.
I was trying to be brave, but I had no idea if we were gonna live through this.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
I had heard for earthquakes to put a bicycle helmet on your child, and I looked at my son and I said, we should do that for tornadoes.
And then I got pulled up in the air, and as soon as I was up in the air, I saw a toilet, and it came by and hit them.
It was the worst sound that you could possibly imagine. Because the toilet hit the bicycle helmet, I truly believe that saved his life.
This was one of the deadliest tornadoes in the history of the United States. Over 8,000 structures have been destroyed or damaged, and more than 100 lives have been lost.
Zachary was here on my left, and David was here on my right, and I just told him to hold on to me, and it was going to be okay. And within seconds, the house came apart. I kept trying to tell them to hold on, and I could see Zachary laying there. He didn't make it. He died. The wind was just too strong for me. It ripped my kids out of my arms. I held on to them as long as I could, but there was nothing I could do. There was a gentleman that came up to us and asked us who we were looking for. He said, "Well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but one of your grandkids is underneath the blanket." And it was my 10-year-old granddaughter, Shantae. And he told us that Trenton They had taken him to the hospital, but determined that Trenton had no brain activity, and then we had to take him off life support.
That was the most devastating day of my life. That day I lost 2 of my 3 children. I lost my house. I lost everything in my house. I lost all the memories of my kids.
After the tornado was over and we were able to come out of the station and see the devastation, it looked like a ground zero. It was a disaster a mile wide.
When we knew the tornado had passed, Justin got out and started searching for people to dig out.
When we went outside and surveyed our neighborhood, it was a war zone. I am a nurse, and as a nurse, your first thought is always, what can you do to help?
When tornado coming, they destroy our house right at the time I retire. I don't know where the place I going.
When I stood up and saw that my family was okay, and I knew right then that I never wanted to be apart from her or him. And I told myself then that if we got through this, I was going to ask her to marry me.
After the tornado, I learned that stuff doesn't really matter. Family matters.
Even though the tornado destroyed our home, we have each other and we are able to start over. But it's hard to think about moving.
We want to stay in Joplin.
We really do want to see Joplin rebuilt better than before.
Everybody's displaced. It's definitely important for ABC to come to Joplin because it would be a start. It would be a focus. It would be a foundation, and it would get everyone rallied together again.
We will find a place to live, you know, and that reason we hope we still live together in Joplin the rest of my life.
Please, ABC, come to Joplin. There are so many families and people that need help.
Breaks your heart. Devastating,
Oh my gosh.
With the amount of families that were affected, we couldn't come here and just help one family. So guys, we're gonna do something we've never done before. We're gonna build 7 houses for 7 families in 7 days. Wow. Oh my God. So first up is the Howard family. So Kyle is a firefighter here in Joplin, and he was one of the first responders when the tornado hit. And not only are we surprising the Howard family, we're doing it live on Good Morning America. Live? Live. So you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's bring it in the people. Are you with me? Let's do it! This is awesome. So we're surprising 7 families in one day. Good Morning America heard about it. They wanted to be part of it. And Sam Champion, he's here to help us surprise the first family, the Howard family.
In this house behind us right there is where the Howard family has been staying because their house was completely destroyed.
And what's crazy is when we surprise them, it's going to be live on Good Morning America. So that's what you call a good morning.
Hi, are we ready to go?
We are ready to go.
This is big. I've never done this before. I'm very excited.
Here we go.
Okay, let's go.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Good morning, Howard family! Kyle, Jill, Keenan, Connor, Foreman, and Caleb, come on out here! Good morning, everybody! Wow!
Our first family that we surprised, the Howard family. Kyle Howard is a Joplin firefighter and was one of the first responders as soon as the tornado came through. Jill really had the responsibility of taking care of the family, and she did it by gathering all the boys together, and she shielded them with a door.
This surprise is happening in front of millions of people, so surprise!
Now, so many of your friends and family lost their homes, and there were lives lost here as well. So as happy as this moment is, it's been a difficult 5 months for you guys. Can you just kind of let everybody at home know what it's been like in this community?
You're right, it's been incredibly difficult, yet we've all pulled together. Joplin is amazing. It has been, it's been a real painful 5 months, but it's been an amazing 5 months.
So Howard family, why don't you guys show us where you've been living in a temporary house, right?
Yes.
Well, why don't we see the house? Come on. Okay, so it's a rental house, I know, right? When all this happened, was it kind of one of those things where it was really tough to find any place you could stay?
So many houses destroyed, there just wasn't much, and what was out there was taken up, so it was really difficult.
Whoa, so everybody's in one room, huh? And how has it been all being in one room?
It's different. I like my own space.
Yeah. These kids seem really well adjusted, but you can tell that they miss their home, and to have it ripped away so violently from them, and then go into a temporary home, it's got to be really overwhelming. But there's something the tornado cannot take away, and that's dreams. Hopefully we can make some of those come true.
As a firefighter, I know you're trained to prepare for these kind of things. But I'm pretty sure nothing could prepare you for what you saw once you went out of the firehouse, right?
I kept asking my captain, you know, where is the path of the tornado? And none of us could figure it out. I was just trying to figure out if it had hit our house. It was so big, we couldn't tell. So I went back to work.
When you realize what Kyle went through not knowing what had happened to his family, you really respect what the firemen and the police officers and first responders do, because their job is, when lives are at stake, they're there to save lives. And Kyle knew that, and he just hoped that he would find his family safe. I can't imagine what kind of fear you have to put in the back of your mind and just do your job. That's a hero. So Howard family, I really want to go back and see where you guys were living before. Let's get you on the bus. We'll take you over there. Okay, so we've got 6 more families to surprise. So it's best if we split up in teams. Michael and Paige, you're going to need these, because you guys are surprised 3 families. Okay. Paulie and Tracy, you guys are also going to team up. And you guys are surprised 3 families. And I'm going to do the best that I can to meet you guys up wherever I can. Okay. At the end of the day, we'll meet up at the park in the center of town. All right, guys, hey, this is going to be the biggest day we've ever had. We'll see you later. We'll see you. So after we surprised the Howard family at the place that they're temporarily living, I had the Howard family take me over to their old house and see the devastation. Wow, so this is where you guys used to live?
Yeah. When the eye of the tornado hit and I grabbed the door, I could see out over the door, and the whole west end of the house was gone. All the furniture, walls, everything was gone. Wow.
When I take a look at what happened to Joplin, it's hard to believe that it was a tornado. I've never seen anything this widespread. Anything in its path was just torn away. So many families who've lost literally everything, and they're living in temporary situations. I'm just so glad that we can really surprise 6 other families and help them build homes this week, because this town really needs help.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's listen right here. I'm nervous. Okay. Good morning, Caldwell family! Crystal, baby, come on! Good
morning! Crystal and David are living in a FEMA mobile home neighborhood. This family, it was not so lucky.
During the tornado, Crystal's oldest son, Zachary, who was just 9 years old, was killed.
What it must have been like to lose a son is horrific as far as what a mother must endure.
I can't help but notice this.
Yes,
Is this from David?
No, that is Zachary's. It is his snakeskin that he found outside. He put it by his nightstand when you go to bed, and in the morning you wake up and put it in his backpack. So after the tornado, my friends had gone to see if they could salvage anything, and in my car was his backpack, and that snakeskin was at the bottom. Aww. And it just, I just said, I love you, snakeskin.
What would Spider-Man do to me if I were the bad guy?
Don't do this.
I'm so honored to meet you. If you don't mind just sort of describing even what happened on May 22nd.
It just looks so black and different than anything I've seen. And so I told the boys, let's go ahead and get in the hallway. You guys get your pillows and your blankets. Yes. And we got in the hall, and the power went out. And my kids were scared. And I told them to hold on to me, just hold on to me. And the next thing I know, I just heard the house just rip apart. Something hit me on the back, and it jarred, I guess, them out of my hands. And the utility pole in front of our house had come down and laid across the kids. And I pulled David out first, and he stood up and grabbed my shoulders, and then I scooted up, and I pulled Zachary up onto my lap and got him free. I just remember looking at Zach and touching his hair. I told him that I loved him. And this other guy came around, and then he said, I'm sorry, honey, but this one's gone. And I said, no, I think he's just unconscious. I think he's unconscious. He said, no, honey, I think he's got a skull fracture and he's gone.
I'm so sorry. I am a mother of 2 boys. And just sitting there, you can't say anything that's gonna make it better. She needs a home. And so we are going to build her one. We're going to get her and David into a home. Hopefully they can start some new wonderful memories there.
You ready?
ready?
Yeah, I'm really
Okay, I think
excited.
Grandma's with them too.
Okay.
So let's call everyone out.
Good morning, Whiteley family. Crystal, Kiana, Grandma, come on out here. Come on.
We went to surprise the Whiteley family. It's Crystal, her daughter Kiana, and Grandma Alita. Now there's two members of this family who aren't here anymore. Shantae, the oldest daughter, and Trenton, the son, were with Crystal and Kiana, and she was trying to hold them down. The house was ripped apart. And the two oldest kids, she couldn't hold on to them anymore. And they didn't make it. And I can't imagine, as a mother, what that's like.
I noticed that you have the pictures around. Are these your two other children?
That's Shantae.
Shantae. Tell me about Shantae.
She was very smart. She was on honor roll. She was in Girl Scouts. She loved Girl Scouts. She loved science.
She was Grandma's little angel.
And then
Trenton.
Trenton.
He was shy.
He was Mama's boy.
He was a mama's boy.
Yeah. It's in a red frame.
He loved red. He was 6.
He was good at shooting hoops. He had me come over to watch him.
They'll never be forgotten, though.
That's our guns over there. I couldn't bury him.
No.
I could have buried my kids.
I'm so sorry. I don't want to put you through any more pain.
Thank you.
I want to make things better.
Our goal this week is to build 7 homes in 7 days. Just months ago, the tornado came through. It was an F5, it's the largest category tornado. And now we're here helping Joplin get back on their feet.
Here we go. Here we go.
Good morning, Nevins family! Justin, Kay, Uriah, Emery, Kana, and Rowan, come on
Gary and Justin Nevins were very much a part of their community. After the tornado, their house was completely destroyed. And immediately after the storm, Justin went out saving other people. And they have a beautiful philosophy about taking care of the world and the environment.
So is this some artwork the kids have done?
Yeah, we've been wrestling with what makes a home a home.
A place where you can dream. I love to, a place full of memories. Are there programs in the community, though, that know what other families have been through and other kids are sort of going through that?
Art Feeds.
Art Feeds.
Yeah, it's a nonprofit group going into the schools and doing art therapy.
You guys have a specific vibe.
There's no reason to waste just tons of energy. We want to always be making the world in which we live a better, cleaner place. I'm all for that.
You ready?
You ready?
This is so fun.
Good morning, Walters family!
Paul and I have now surprised the Walters family, and it's Tom, Emily, and their daughter Chloe. After the tornado passed, they lost everything, but Emily is actually a nurse, so she went straight into this mess that this tornado has left and used her skills to save lives.
Outside of skateboard, which is a classic style, do you have any other styles that both you and Tom and Chloe really like?
We love the beach.
And you got your skateboarding, which
That's
goes
right.
very much with the beach. So
How old was she when she first started?
Age 6.
That's good.
I like you guys. You guys are a really cool family.
Okay, this is it. This is it. Are you ready?
On 3.
1, 2, 3.
Good morning, Wynn family!
Paige and I are surprising the Wynn family. It's Tang and his wife, Tiffany, her daughter, Sarah, and their granddaughter, Alex. Tang has not had an easy life. He fought in the Vietnam War alongside the Americans, After the war, he was placed in a communist re-education camp for 11 years. When he was released, he was granted citizenship in the United States. And when the tornado hit, he lost everything again. And at 71 years old, it's pretty difficult to rebuild your life.
I pray with God on my knowledge about the feng shui.
Feng shui, that's something you like to study?
Yeah, the ancient art of the Chinese.
You gotta love Tang. One of his favorite things is the art of feng shui, which is the ancient Chinese art of how things are aligned and how they work in the universe. So I think we're gonna learn a few things this week.
When you come your house with the front door west side, you feel happy. You like to leave your house.
And are there colors that are good for your
family? The
family?
color for mine is yellow, white, and brown.
You love that? Aww. Here, you better take good care of him, okay?
Okay, ready?
Good morning, Gonzalez-Healy family!
Tracy and I surprised the Gonzalez-Ely family. Scott and Natalie live together. Natalie has 2 children from a previous relationship, Augie and then Joshua, who's off to school. When the tornado came through, the roof blew off, walls blew away. It's funny how love works. There was a point when Scott said, I want to make sure that I marry this woman that I love so much. I want to make sure that this family forms a union. That's a happy story there.
He's my best friend. And we always used to be like, oh, we're not getting married. We're not doing that.
At that moment,
it meant a lot more.
It needed to be more.
Yeah. And if something would have happened to him and I wasn't Mrs. Ely, you know, or if something would happen to me and I wasn't his wife, you know, that's a lot of that went through my head a lot.
Hello, Walters. Now, hey, how are you guys? Hey! How are you? Hi! Do me a favor, join the design team right over there in the center of the park. So Cunningham Park is in the center of town. It's the one place that everybody ran to after the tornado. It's where everybody gathered. What better place for these families to gather again, to meet their new neighbors? We're here at Cunningham Park. This is where the tornado turned into an F5. I'm so glad you guys are all here. Do me a favor, say hello to your new neighbors. So I also want you to meet a few of the people that are going to be building you guys your houses this week. You guys ready to meet them? Yeah! Well, check this out! These guys are here to help you rebuild. This is a coalition of 21 different builders who've all come together. If you take a look at all the different colored hard hats, those are 7 different teams that will be working on all of your individual homes. And leading the charge, please welcome our builders, Sam Clifton from Millstone Custom Homes and Charlie Keene from 4 State Homes. So Sam, anything you want to say?
So when you guys are gone this week, I just want you to know we've got 10,000 heroes here this week helping us to build your houses.
It's a great pleasure for all of us here to be able to give you guys your homes back.
That's Well, you guys ready to get this thing started? Time to get you guys on vacation. We want to make sure we send you guys a place where you can make your own new memories. We're sending all 7 families to an awesome place. You're going to the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. So what do you say, people? You guys ready to build an entire neighborhood? These 7 families, they have lost everything, but they don't want to live anywhere else. And so they're like the seeds that you plant that everything else starts to grow around. What better way to end this series than by doing what we all thought was impossible? You guys ready to build 7 homes for 7 families in 7 days? Today, we're really starting to see the beginnings of a whole town rising up. It's becoming a neighborhood. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses right next to each other. And across the street, 6 and 7. What's phenomenal is people donated land because this is about rebuilding a community. And these families, they're going to spark that flame. And we're going to bring Joplin back to what it used to be. So come on, welcome to the command center. As you guys can see, got a picture of the family. There's a plan right next to them. These are the 7 lots.
I think we should do something for the whole community.
I think it's great. You know where we brought all the families together?
Yeah, Cunningham Park.
I think we ought to try and rebuild over there at Cunningham Park and try and give this whole community something.
It's what they need. I think it'll help really bring them together and rebond people who have been really literally pulled apart from one another.
All right, let's get started.
I'm with you.
Do it.
Coming up. And later.
I think it's important to get up here and really see what Joplin was before the tornado. In the distance, you can see houses, community. You can see all the roofs that are still being patched and being rebuilt. But as you look to the right, you really see the devastation that was in the path of the tornado. This is what's happening this week. 7 homes for 7 families in 7 days. You've got the Howard family on the end, the Walters next to them, then the Nevins, the Whiteley, the Cogdill family. Over here, you'll have the Wynn family, the Gonzalez-Ely family. And what's amazing about this is that we're not just building a home, we're building a community and hope. And we're going to rebuild it bigger, stronger, and better. How are we doing here in the Nevins house?
Actually, it's coming along beautiful. These guys are all about the environment and green, so we're going as green as we can in here. Really, really cool modern element. We've got the high ceilings.
Wow. Can you believe it's already like this? And then you look down, and it's not just one house. It's like a town you're building. It's so awesome.
Was there ever a time where seriously when you thought, like, can we pull this off?
Well, look, you were there day one, the first house we ever built, right? Who would have guessed we could build a house in 7 days, and now we built over 200 homes?
Amazing.
I would have never guessed that after our first home for a family 9 seasons ago that we would actually still be able to do it. And in the process, change so many lives. But I think in many ways it's us that have been changed because this experience, you see things that make you very proud to be not only a human, but you believe in humanity. Now we're going 7 in 7 days.
207.
Yes!
Well, we're here at the Whiteley house. It's the 4th house on the block for Crystal and Kiana, and things are coming along. We've got the siding going on, the oval windows. It kind of gives it the dollhouse look. I figure since it's the only house on the block with all girls, I'm going girlies.
Now, the Walters love the beach, so we went the whole beach-style cottage for them. From our storm shutters right there, our wood that's going to form our boardwalk that's going to go all the way up to the house. One of the best things about the beach, of course, is the sand. So, we got a whole lot of sand coming in here. We got our tiki lounge going in over there. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about, huh?
I'm working on Crystal Cogdill's house, and she lost a son, Zachary, in the tornado. This snake skin was one of his favorite things.
Okay, what do you need?
Yes, what do I need? A box. Think museum-like.
Okay, 10 inches long?
Yeah, I think that's plenty big, right?
Glass top on it?
Yeah.
We can do that.
Okay,
Sounds
thanks,
good.
Greg.
Hey, Chief, what's going on here?
Well, we're signing Kyle Howard's duty turnout code.
Oh, nice.
Kyle Howard is a Joplin firefighter and was one of the first responders as soon as the tornado came through.
We're hoping that you guys can incorporate this into the building.
What about right on the stone wall above the fireplace? We built a nice frame for this.
Sure, I can do that. That's no problem. That sounds great.
Another box of bottles.
Okay.
So I'm thinking we're gonna need close to 600 bottles. The Nevitz family are kind of earthy, and I want their house to reflect that. So I'm gonna use as many recycled materials as I can. The entire face of the Niven's fireplace, these are gonna be in grout, and they'll be coming out. It's gonna be beautiful.
Do you guys want to join in? There's a moment of silence. 5 months to the day after that tornado touched down, we had a moment of silence. All hammers, all construction, all sounds ceased.
You know, in 3 minutes, 5 months ago, that storm came through. And we wanted to stop this project to be able to show our respect to the firemen, to people that were in the ambulances, the people that were in the helicopters, but also for the heroes that were made that night. Just general people that said, hey, I got to get up and I got to help somebody. I got to pull somebody out of that house.
The tornado came through just months ago. It was May 22nd at 5:41 p.m. Over 8,000 homes were lost or destroyed. The injuries, they're countless. And 162 people lost their lives. And now we're here to just play a small role in helping Joplin get back on their feet.
Thank you for being a part of rebuilding Joplin.
The spirit in Joplin is resilient. They know what's happened here. They know that they've been ripped apart. But Joplin will come back. It's not rebuilding just homes. It's really rebuilding hope.
Trying to build a neighborhood. Well, what's the one thing that ties the neighborhood together? It's sidewalks. So check it out. Brand new sidewalks tying all 7 houses together.
Michael.
Yeah, what's up?
Come here. This will be the legs for the dining room table.
Beautiful.
When the tornado came through, Jill Howard had the responsibility of taking care of the family, and she did it by gathering all the boys together, and she shielded them with a door. We'd like to use a door as a symbol in their dining room table.
Anthony does it all by hand.
Unbelievable.
Keep working. One more leg to go.
And Evans told me about this amazing program called Art Feeds. They bring art into elementary schools, and they've been doing it long before the tornado came, but since then they have really done a lot to help the children of Joplin.
What inspired you to start a program like this?
We're just both passionate about art, and since the tornado, it's been a huge part of the healing process.
Did you guys lose anything yourselves?
Our home and the Art Feeds van.
Where you would put all of your materials
all of our supplies would go. We would go to move from school to school. But all we need is supplies and ourselves right now.
Them losing everything, they just sort of put that aside and have been working and struggling, trying to get this program back into the school where the kids are now. So I think Art Feeds is a very important program that I would like to help out with in any way possible.
I just am so in awe of you guys. This is phenomenal.
You guys were first responders?
Correct. Well, you talk about the devastation, but you just can't imagine it until you've seen it.
What is it that, will help save lives in the future in a situation like this?
Emergency kits are a great idea. Blankets, water, personal hygiene items, simple tools that might help you if you're trapped.
One of the things we're doing is we're putting storm shelters in each and every one of the garages of these homes. The siren goes off, you have an emergency supply kit in there, you have some water in there. I think that'll really help all 7 of these families sleep a little better at night.
These are nice. Tracy, is this unbelievable?
My gosh, this is incredible.
Talk about helping a lot of people in Joplin. This is the way to do it. Emergency supply kits. Look what's in here. Flashlight, food, water.
I'm so excited that our friends at CVS Pharmacy did all of this, and it's going to have such a huge impact on this community.
It's the best. How are they going to have anything in their stores?
CVS Pharmacy had a great system going because you just keep going around and around and around. At the end of the day, you have thousands of these kits that are going out to people all over Joplin.
Okay, now back in line. We got lots to fill.
Arrowhead Stadium invited the Joplin football team to use their stadium to play their big game. It must mean so much for these football players who have lost everything, including their school.
You lost your house and your school.
You realize that it's so uncertain right now. The students don't know, what the future is going to hold.
We are building 7 homes for 7 families in 7 days. Now the families are on vacation. What do you say we let them know what's going on? Hello, Joplin families.
Hi, Paige.
I'm actually down here at Arrowhead Stadium, home of the Kansas City Chiefs, to watch your very beloved Joplin Eagles take on the Ray-Pac Panthers. So many kids, even though they were affected by this tornado, they kept on with their schooling. And tonight, we are here to honor those kids. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the chairman and CEO of the Kansas City Chiefs, Mr. Clark Hunt.
The Chiefs and our fans are honored to continue to be part of the Joplin relief effort. Tonight, I have the great pleasure of announcing that Drury University in Springfield, Missouri, are going to provide scholarships to every graduating senior from a Joplin area high school in the amount of $1,000 so that they can continue their education. But that's not all. They're setting aside scholarships in the amount of $25,000 for each of your children to attend college upon graduation. Over $500,000 in scholarships.
Education is really important to me for my son, so a $25,000 scholarship, it's a great gift.
You enjoy the rest of your vacation. We are going to enjoy the rest of the football game. Bye. What it takes to get this done. 7 homes in 7 days. You don't realize how much equipment it takes to pull this off.
150 pieces of equipment here on this build. A lot of it was used post-tornado when the event happened.
We see them actually delivering new product, rebuilding. It's awesome.
It is awesome.
So, Chris, you're the parks director, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Where exactly did this storm become as big as it became?
Went from an EF4 to an EF5 in this park.
Wow. Cunningham Park is really the center of Joplin. It's where everyone congregated directly after the storm, and it was wiped out. We thought we need to rebuild this park.
It's going to have built-in soccer goals, basketball goals, and it's going to have court lighting.
I think the park is the perfect thing to bring community back together.
It is.
Hey, Tracy, we're in the cocktail house.
We are ready for plumbing fixtures.
That's amazing. We've got all the plumbing fixtures for all 7 houses. We've got sinks, tubs, showers, toilets. We've got everything. And the good news is these are quick and easy to install. This way, guys.
This is one of the biggest projects we've ever taken on. So many of you guys from all over the nation have come to volunteer. Well, what's behind this plastic right here is, I think, a gift that we can give to Joplin that lets them know how much the nation, the world cares about what happened here. Would you like to see? As you guys can see, this is representing Joplin. We've got boxes of yarn over there, color-coded to go with a certain region. Pick the color from the region you are at. We'll take a hammer and a nail, and we'll tack it in from where we're from, and we'll tie that yarn to Joplin. Let's see this nation come together!
All right, ladies, I've got some more mums for you. Can you pass these down?
You guys could just stack that anywhere. So you were part of all this project?
Yes.
So how many cabinets do we have in this house?
Over 500 cabinets for the whole project.
You guys have helped us out for a long time with cabinetry, and you got a lot of effort goes into building each cabinet.
Yes, there's 200 people that touch this cabinetry for each house. 7 houses, 1,400 people.
Wow, that's amazing.
The Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique is where you get Princess Makeover. And they put you in dresses and you get makeup and they put glitter in your hair and it was fun.
Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo.
It was really fun. Then you got to meet a princess. One more great big hug.
time on vacation. It has been an absolutely amazing week here in Joplin. We can't tell you how many people have helped us out. As a matter of fact, when it comes to improving the quality of life in others, nobody does it more than our friends at CVS Pharmacy. They've put together thousands of emergency supply kits. So if there's ever another emergency here in Joplin, everyone's going to be a lot more prepared.
Emergency supply kit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tracy, tell them what else.
A couple of you family members might notice these two ladies. They run a program here in Joplin called Art Feeds, which helps kids cope with the trauma after the tornado. But they lost their office, they lost their van, and all their art supplies. So our friends at CVS Pharmacy are doing something else that is really cool so that they can continue changing the lives of children here in Joplin. We have a mobile art studio. Check it out. Go on inside. You've got all the art supplies you need.
It's the most amazing thing. It is perfect for us. It has everything we need in it. Art supplies, new computers. This is our dream.
I love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you guys, that's just a glimpse at all the things that have been happening here this week in Joplin. Not only are we helping rebuilding homes, we're also helping rebuilding lives. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
One can only imagine how horrific that day was when one of the worst tornadoes in our country's history ripped through the town of Joplin. It destroyed homes, families, and left this town in ruins. Well, this week, we're trying to change that. We're taking on one of our biggest challenges ever, building 7 homes for 7 families in 7 days. And thousands of volunteers from all over the country are coming to the heartland of America to help Joplin rebuild. Coming up, we're gonna bring families finally home, reuniting with neighbors. And the thing is, we're not just giving these families homes, we're giving this town and this community hope.